into some of the like the passions that I had.
Okay.
And so I'm really terrible at math. I can do basic math, but I really love like literature and philosophy and religion and art and so
history.
and history, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like just all that stuff. It allowed
Yeah.
me to really focus more on those things. And so instead of like, hey, I need, you know, I know algebra, I know geometry, I know all this stuff.
Right.
But it allowed me to really kind of focus on the things that I really love. So
Did you like being homeschooled, or was it
I did. I played
you
sports.
didn't miss being involved with?
No, I honestly, I tell people all the time, I love the public schools. I work in some of them too, and I speak in there. But man, it was a privilege to be able to do it. And again, I had friends like outside of homeschooled, and then I played sports and different things. So I played soccer, basketball. So yeah, it allowed me to do other things, but then allowed me, like when I got done at like 2 p.m., I was done for the day. And we went year round, and it was pretty simple. And my dad would come home and help me with some lessons, and he had a bunch of books too I was able to read. So I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
So I started off at Ivy Tech, eventually went to Indiana Tech, and then I finished at a school called the College of Biblical Studies. Yeah.
College of Biblical Studies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got a dual degree in biblical studies and then organizational leadership with an emphasis in multicultural studies.
Why those focuses?
So honestly, I started with my gen ed, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Gen ed being general education.
Yeah, and I went and got my associates, and I just like, I don't know what I want to do. I know I wanted to help people, and I just like, what does that look like in the day to day? Like, I'm not gonna waste
in the real world.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste a ton of money trying to figure that out. And so eventually I was working somewhere, and then I got a call, and I interned at a church, Pathway Community Church, and I fell in love with like student ministry. And my boss
Is that when you decided biblical studies?
Yeah. So that's when I started, because I really.
Did you want to be a pastor?
No. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right.
The Bible is very interesting in how it's used and how it's weaponized, and so I really wanted to study it for myself.
Okay.
And try to get to the original language, the context.
Aramaic?
Yeah, Aramaic, Greek, Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
And so I really wanted to know, and I really want to know, like, okay, everyone tries to co-opt Jesus for their side. I'm like, okay, what did this dude really say? And then how do he really live? And then once you do that, it really unpacked it. You're like, I don't know if we're really talking about the guy that's in this book. I was like, I don't know if we're reading the same book. So it allowed me to really explore actually Middle Eastern culture, different things like that. So yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you worked for the church.
I did, yeah. 4 years.
And it's
5
past
years, yeah. It was Brookside Community Church up north, yeah.
Brookside Community Church.
Yeah.
What did you do?
So I was a youth pastor for about 4 years, and then actually before I left to start my new gig, I was the discipleship community outreach pastor.
Now, how was being a youth pastor? Was that difficult?
Long nights, not a lot of pay. I tell people all the time, you don't get into being a youth pastor if you want to be rich. But the stories with students, and even just recently, I sat down with a student who just started his own business. He graduated high school. Didn't even think that guy was going to graduate.
Okay.
But it was so rewarding. I have students, I've officiated their weddings. To see them grow up and to see them like become like full-fledged adults like is amazing to see. And
That's fulfilling for you.
Yeah, it is. And then teaching them.
And your impact on their lives.
Yeah, and then teaching them like, I was never like hyper like you got to do it this way, but more of like, let's wrestle with this and explore this together. And so
looking at the options.
Yeah, and so we took. It was weird. One year we took the students to sit in a Buddhist temple, just to sit and observe, and like, I'm like, hey, we can learn a lot from
that
them.
Tradition.
Yeah, and that tradition and their philosophy. And so we actually got to sit down. My students, we shared a meal together. They let us pray for them. They prayed over us. It was a beautiful experience. And I still have students tell me now, like, that was crazy. That was
the impact that made on their lives.
Yeah. So it was super fulfilling. My wife and I loved it, I still get to help out in some student activities around town. So, yeah, that's great.
Wonderful. You mentioned your lovely wife.
Yes.
I was at your wedding
Oh, yeah.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Where you
Wow.
married the lovely Kendall.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Time has gone by very quickly.
Yes.
How did you and Kendall meet?
So, funny story, she knew my family, like growing up. Like, my sister played volleyball, she played volleyball.
Your sister Grace?
Yep, my sister Grace, yep. And then so she knew her, and then she's kind of like, you should meet my older brother. And Kendall was like, no, I'm not interested in dating. Then Kendall was working at the church that I was interning at.
Really?
Yeah, and so we connected there, and she just was not interested at all. She was just not, and I would say hi to her. She just was like, no, not interested. And so, we kind of struck up a friendship, and we had a lot of mutual friends, and we really were hanging out. And like 4 months later, we started dating. So, yeah.
So do you think the key to a successful marriage, I mean, you're in it 7 years already.
Yeah, it's wild.
Is friendship?
Oh yeah, she's my best friend. So
Yeah.
I never understood when people would get married or they date someone and you don't want to be around them. I'm like, you probably shouldn't marry them because you got to be around them forever. So she's like my best friend, and she's the first person I'm gonna call, information or news, and then her heart for people. She works at Turnstone.
Okay.
And so she has a big heart for people afflicted with disabilities
Yes.
and different things like that. And so she has
Is
a
that
big
what
heart.
drew you to her as well?
Yeah,
Her heart?
yeah, her heart. She has a big
Her
heart
love.
for people. Yeah, yeah. She will tell you how it is.
She's direct.
She's very direct.
Yeah.
Especially with me. So she doesn't sugarcoat it. So I always used to tell people, like, whenever I do sermons or I do like a speech, and people are like, oh, that's so good. But I'm like, my wife's really gonna tell me if it was really good or if it's not. And so
You trust her
I
opinion.
trust her. Yeah,
Because she's direct and
Exactly.
honest with you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she has a heart for
You
everybody.
also had a good, both of you actually, had good role models
Yes.
before you got married because
Yeah.
your parents
Yeah.
have been married for how many years?
Oh my gosh, I'm 30. I'll be 34. So they had me at their first year in marriage, so 33 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My parents are amazing. They're in Atlanta. They're doing great.
Are they?
Yeah, Midtown. My dad teaches at Morehouse College.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, yep. So they're living it up. They'll probably never come back.
And Hotlanta.
In Hotlanta, yeah, I will be there. I tell them I can't go. I can't do it in the summer. It's just way too hot.
Yeah, too hot.
So I'll be there later, September, October, and then next year when the World Cup comes, I'm gonna stay with them, and we're gonna try to go. Well, we are gonna go to a World Cup game. So
And since we've mentioned your sister Grace,
Yes.
we've mentioned your lovely wife,
Yeah.
we've got to talk about your other brothers.
yeah, I got two younger brothers who are both taller and richer than I am. I always tell people I'm the shortest, poorest king. Like everyone except for my mom is raking it in financially.
You're doing
Yeah.
good work.
I'm
though.
doing, yeah.
You're
no,
doing
it's
good work.
I'm very proud of my brothers and sisters and the things that they do too as well. And all of them have big hearts. And my brother Dan's into finance, and he's killing it. And my brother is modeling, again, ugliest, poorest king.
Stop it. Hardly ugly. Such a cutie patootie.
Ugliest,
Such a
poorest king.
cutie patootie.
He does modeling, and he works for a startup, and Grace in Chicago, she works for a recruiting company, and so
How do they like Chi-Town?
she loves it. She will never move back.
Yeah.
So everyone's outside of Fort Wayne, and we're the only ones here. So
Okay.
Yeah.
How is that? Is that hard? Because that's a huge change. Everybody was here.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we still talk to each other almost every day.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I mean, for them, like they love. So Dan usually stays in Atlanta with my family,
Uh-huh.
my mom and dad,
Your mom
and
and
then
dad.
Gabe kind of travels everywhere, so he gets to stay wherever is free.
Okay.
Yeah, and Grace is kind of like, yeah, she's in Chicago, so she loves the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
She will never probably move, and that's where we thought we would end up actually.
Did you?
Yeah, we thought we'd end up in
Kendall
Chicago.
too? She wanted
Yeah,
to go?
yeah, we were. I mean, we love Chicago, just the art and it's a little bit more open-minded, and like
The energy of the
yeah,
city.
yeah.
I mean, as soon as you're there, you feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so we thought we were gonna end up doing that, and got out other plans. So
Let's
yeah.
talk about the other plans that
Yeah.
God had for you. What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, so we definitely have a big heart for community, and so I think part of the reason why we're even still here is we do a like a local house church for people who are like deconstructing, just wants to figure out spirituality, trying to figure out what this means, what if there is something outside of ourselves, what does that look like, and not in the sense of the conventional institutionalized church, which is nothing wrong with that, but we have a little bit more space and freedom to really wrestle with some of these topics that you normally wouldn't talk about on Sunday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is that going?
It's going great. We rotate homes. We are actually in the middle of talking through St. Teresa of Avila, her interior castle. Super good. I tell everyone they should read it. But
Repeat it again.
St. Teresa of Avila,
Okay.
the interior castle. So, like the castle, like the soul is like a castle and it has many mansions, and you kind of are doing some self-exploration about what's within these mansions, and you get deeper and deeper until you experience like what we say is like she would say it's God, and so I tell people sometimes God's too big of a word, and so really like at the center of it, it's love. Like love is at the center, and so you explore these different mansions, and yeah, you learn a lot about yourself. It's very contemplative. Very, very learn to be self-aware and humble about your shortcomings and what are things that you're still holding on to. So yeah, we do a lot of that stuff.
Did you grow up in the church?
I did. My dad was a pastor for a little bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been in the church my whole life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does faith rather inform your life?
Faith has a big emphasis, and I do tell people like, oh man, they're always like, are you a Christian? I'm like, I'm very much a Christian. My faith though, when I read it about a liberating God, and a liberating gospel that is trying not to control and manipulate, but rather liberate us into understanding like there's more to this than just the reality that we're experiencing right now. And so there's a lot of icky stuff in the Bible, and I don't try to shy away from it. But when you study and you learn and you grow, and then you experience the teachings in the life of Jesus, like when I read it, like that God, his presence is with the poor, the sojourner. Like when we ask, like, where is God? God's like, I was here, and you didn't feed me, you didn't clothe me, you didn't come visit me in prison. And so my faith has really, like, there's a joke, like what radicalized you? And I was like, well, it was Jesus. Like it was the prophets in the Old Testament, like seeing them speak out against abuse and violence. And so Jesus is a big influence in my life. My faith plays a huge part in what I do and how I see the world. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. When you say there are lots of icky parts in the Bible, what do you mean?
Oh, have you read the Bible? Man, there's just
the violence.
Yeah, there's violence, and there's just a lot of, and I think when you go to school, so I'm doing my master's program right now too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm doing it. It's an MDiv. It's in studying theology and things like that.
Masters of Divinity.
Yeah. And so, but my emphasis is in peace and justice, and so.
Okay.
You learn to like, how do you read through the lens of ancient people and how they experience the world. And what we say is like, people read the scriptures and they're like, well, your God commanded genocide. And I'm like, well, is that God or is
man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so it's like, you're in the experience of a Middle Eastern man during the time of being oppressed by a bigger government than theirs.
Palestinian.
Yeah. And so, but when I read it, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like Jesus was a brown Palestinian Jewish man.
Yeah.
And so he fled. He was an immigrant,
right,
a refugee, and he had to flee to Egypt to escape harm. And so you read the icky stuff, but then you get a lot of like, oh, like as a Christian, my duty is to the downtrodden and the poor. And it's so much less about this moralistic way of how we see life, but more of like, how do I love my community? How do I love my neighbors? How do I love the people around me and uplift me?
Faith in action.
Yeah, it's faith in action. And, I love the church and I love it. I love the people in it. But I think we've lost the plot, especially when you live in a country that has a bigger defense budget than anything else. And so, yeah, we're even seeing things like we're seeing Christian leaders to really come out and defend their undocumented brothers and sisters, and they put their bodies on the line. And so that's faith that literally pushes us to the front lines to be the places where God would be. And I tell people all the time, like, God does not reside within a temple. He resides within us, and everyone's made in the image of God, no matter who you are.
Right.
Yeah. So.
We are the church.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
We are the body.
Yeah. Not a lot of people like that, but it's the truth. So.
Well, being a young person, you're 34.
Yeah.
A lot of young people have difficulty with faith right now. Particularly in the world that we live in. They see what's happening in the Ukraine. They see what's happening in Gaza with the Palestinians. And a lot of young people aren't going to church.
Right.
You're the antithesis of that.
Yeah. Well, and again, like I know a lot of people who are having a hard time within church, and I have a lot of empathy for that. And again, I think because how do you get away from a brown Palestinian Jesus who's teaching you to take care of your community and your neighborhood and to relinquish your possessions, to you go to a church that has a budget that's bigger than that literally, if you could literally feed and house the people in our community. And so there's such this disconnect, I think, that I see, and people are like, that doesn't seem genuine. It seems very disingenuous.
Yeah, they see it's not right.
Yeah.
People know the difference between right and wrong, and they know what's not right.
Yes. Yeah. And so I think I don't blame people for leaving the church. I have great empathy for it. But I tell them, and I tell our house church, I was like, we have to learn to decolonize Jesus.
Powerful.
Yeah, and so once you've decolonized him and
take him out of the box.
Yeah, and really look at the words and the life and the teachings, and you're like, oh, whoa, he might have been on to something here.
Yeah.
That's when I think you can come alive into what the faith is actually trying to do. Because again, Jesus was trying to establish a new religion. He was trying to establish this idea of saying, hey, there's the kingdom of heaven, and it's all around us. We just have to be open and aware and to see that it's everywhere. But we can get distracted by all types of different things. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very powerful.
Thank you.
That's very powerful. So you worked for the church. You did what after that?
Yeah, so I thought, again, got out other plans. I thought I was going to work at a coffee shop.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just like,
what
man.
What coffee shop?
Anyone that would hire me. I was just like.
We talked about how we both love coffee.
Yeah, I was just like, man, I would love just to work at a coffee shop.
So you thought coffee shop?
Yep. Just hang out, talk to people about their lives, just kind of turn it off. And then, I got other changes or plans, and ended up working at a non-for-profit, so a faith-based non-for-profit. Yeah.
How important is it that the work that you do is Christian-based?
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, most of the time people don't care that it's Christian-based. Again, our work is, we're trying to, NeighborLink's mission is God's love, and it's just a practical way of doing God's love. And so that's what drew me, because I was like, oh man, I've been in the church, I've seen it, again, no shade. I saw the sausage is made and how decisions get made and where we spend our money. And I was like, I would love just to go to a place where I could just love people for them and not have to, I don't try to convert. I just want to love you.
Let your light shine.
Yeah.
Just let God's light shine
Right.
through you.
Right. I just want to
Decrease
love.
you, increase
Yes.
him.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I just want to love. Just want to love people, no matter
Yeah.
who they are, where they are, who they love. I'm just like, I don't care about any of that. I just want to love you and help you in whatever way I can. And so NeighborLink does a great job at doing that. I say there's like equal foot at the cross. Everyone's equal. And so how do we do that? Well, we can serve them in their homes. And so, yeah.
Well, we've already sort of bridged and talked about it a little bit. Let's talk about what is NeighborLink.
Yeah. So NeighborLink is a faith-based non-for-profit.
Started in 2003.
Started in 2003. Yep.
By whom?
So John Bars. Shout out to John Bars. He's amazing. So he's an attorney here in Fort Wayne.
Okay. Wow, an attorney.
Yeah, he is. I would say he looks like Bruce Wayne. It's like you put a cowl on him, he'd look like Batman. So he's an amazing guy, and he really took something like he had a really traumatic and painful experience that he had, and he really wanted to help the community. And so he has a story about how he would go out with his church and they'd pass out light bulbs to people because for some reason I guess people were running out of light bulbs. But they're doing it, and so he came up to a guy, and the guy was just kind of like, I don't want your light bulb. And he's like, well, no, it's free. He's like, no, it's not free because there's something attached to it. There's a sermon attached to it, or there's something attached to it. And he's like, no. And so then you realize, like, oh, this is what people expect of Christians, is that if I give you something, there's something tied to it. And so he really wanted to start something that was just like, we are encouraging people, partnering with people, partnering with the church to really live out the mission and call of Jesus. And that's hard. So, yeah, I just think he has such an imagination to be able to do something like this. And it's all on the website, so yeah.
So he started NeighborLink in 2003.
Yep.
Out of the idea that he just wanted to give.
Yeah.
And just wanted to show people love.
Yep. Yeah. And we serve all around the city. And so there's...
What do you do?
Yeah, so I try to help people understand what we do. But then NeighborLink in itself, it's all over the city. And so...
And not just this city.
No, not just the city, no.
Right.
Yeah, and so we basically try to partner volunteers with neighbors who are in need around their home. So it's a very vulnerable space to invite someone, especially a stranger, like
very
into
personal.
your home. Yeah, and so we try to partner volunteers, groups, into helping with those projects, like on our website.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whether it's yard work,
Yep, yard work,
roof,
roofing, HVAC.
I saw some other interesting things on the website as well. And let's talk about the website. What is the website?
So it's nlfw.org.
Okay.
And so we have 3 buttons. You can give to us if you want to give, and then you can volunteer, and then you can post your project if you need help as well. Yeah, so it is, really trying to make the barrier as low as possible for people
to get involved.
Yeah, and so the nice thing too is about the volunteer work is that you can do it at your own pace. You can do it when you and the neighbor decide like it's most convenient for both of you. It is trying to make volunteerism as simple and practical as possible.
Now, is this seeing someone in your neighborhood that needs help and giving them the information and getting them the help?
Yeah. So I mean,
is it that easy?
It's that easy. Yeah, you can go. You can even post for your neighbor if you need to, and so, yeah. Or if they need help, you can call in for them, letting us know. Like, but yeah, we.
And then you send a team of people out to rake leaves. Do you rake leaves?
Yeah, we rake leaves. We try to. So we always tell people like it's not guaranteed because it's volunteer based.
Right.
But our job really is to help try to find those groups who are interested.
Streamline.
Yeah, and say, hey, here is a nice project for you to do. It's decent for your size of group. We would love for you to try to tackle this project. And so we have over 1,000 something projects posted right now.
Okay.
Just open projects, simple projects really.
Yeah.
And it's the most we've ever had. So The need is really out there.
Really out there. And how many volunteers do you have approximately?
Man, so we have over 300 something
Oh
active
my
volunteers.
gosh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, most of our wheelchair ramps are made by a group of retirees called Carpenter Sons that do it on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're trying to get more people to do more projects.
Uh-huh.
But again, it's hard when you got all these things happening. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. And what is the telephone number if someone needs to reach you or they need to reach the organization?
I always tell people go on the website.
Go to the website.
Go to the website. Yep.
And give that website again.
Yes, nlfw.org, and it has all the information on there for you. And
It's straightforward.
It's straightforward.
Yeah.
I tell people like sometimes you can get bogged down by the phone, and we have a bunch of incoming calls.
Yeah.
And so just go to the website. You see
That's
all the
the
information
best
there.
way
That's
to
the best way to
contact your
contact the
organization.
organization. Yep. Email and going through the site.
Email and
Yeah.
go into the site.
So nlfw.org.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What are you reading now?
Oh, man, I'm actually reading Poverty. So it's literally about poverty in America and how it's affected. It hasn't changed.
Who is that by?
I don't remember his.
That's all
author's
right. That's
name.
all right. But it's called Poverty
yeah,
in America.
Yeah, but it's very, very good. So it's looking at how people have gotten richer, but poverty has pretty much increased in America too as well. And wages have been stagnant for the last, I think they said 30 something years. And so, yeah, it's a very interesting book. So it helps with my work too to understand and to help people like where they are. Yeah.
When we're going to do a two-part interview, and when we come back, I want to talk with you about young people, and poverty speaks to this as well,
Yeah.
because of what we're seeing with regards to income and young people in jobs and
Yeah.
searching for jobs
Oh, yeah.
and not finding jobs.
Yeah.
And
I have a
what
friend who
this
just
means.
graduated her master's program, and she's waitressing right now. She can't find a job.
We'll talk about that when we
Yeah.
come back. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back with Josh King for the second part of our interview. Thank you, and be blessed.